Well, what's going on, everybody? I think we are live right now. We're on dual stream for YouTube and our Facebook page, facebook.com.
Hello,
I can
hello.
hear myself. Hello, what's up?
What up?
What up? We're dual streaming now on Facebook and we're on YouTube, our old channel for now, until we can get things squared away and either hopefully change the URL for this channel or just completely build a new channel altogether. But welcome everybody. We're super happy to have you. I'm Dyzzy. Alongside me is Mr. Baron. I'm gonna have to get
Wait, am I this way? This way?
Yeah, this way, that way. There you go. There you go. That's Baron.
Yes,
I'm Dyzzy. What we're doing today is we're just kind of testing the waters here, man. We're obviously starting a new channel or a new show soon called Ramblers Unleashed, and it's going to be a different kind of a show, right? So it's not going to be anything about just strictly wrestling. It's not going to be any kind of review. We're going to talk about life. You know, we're going to talk about things that matter to us right now. We're in a coronavirus stage that we're confined to our homes and stuff. It sucks, but that's why we're here. We're here to help entertain you. So what we're going to do is we're going to tell you a little bit about everything, man. We're just going to talk. We're going to have fun. We're going to entertain you and entertain ourselves at the same time. Baron, what's going on, brother? It's been a while since we've talked. Really,
I'm just here to make you look really good, just based upon my good looks and this wonderful beard that I have not shaved for the last however many days I've been off. It seems like already a month, but it's only been like 2 days. It's 2 or 3 days.
And it sucks too because we're both out of jobs right now. I got laid off a while back, about maybe 2 weeks ago, and it sucks. This coronavirus is really hitting everybody just hard, and we're gonna try to help you forget about that, and we're gonna kind of give you a warm up show on what you can expect for Ramblers Unleashed. Max is going to join us as well, and we're all just going to have fun and chill, right?
Absolutely.
So one thing that we're going to do is we're going to talk about some of the shows, some new stuff that you can stream, what we're watching, what you can watch, and things of that nature. One thing that I have been watching, my wife and I, Dexter on Netflix. We've been watching the hell out of some Dexter.
So is this your second time you're watching it, right?
This is my second time watching Dexter.
First time your wife has watched it.
It's not the first time my wife has watched it. It's the first time that my wife has gone past season 6.
Oh, okay.
So past season
7 or 8.
It's 8 seasons, wow. And we're already up to season, I believe, 6 or 7. No, we're on season 6. But she's watched it all the way up till about season 6, season 7, because it kind of got slow. But I watched it when it was on Showtime. And
really?
I know what happens in the end. I just don't remember everything. It's like you start watching shows that you have seen before, but it's been so long that you don't know exactly what happens, right? So comment below on our YouTube, on Facebook. We're live on Facebook and on YouTube. Let us know what you're watching. Are you coronavirus and chilling, or you kind of watching some shows? I know there's a bunch of stuff on Hulu that people are streaming.
There's a ton of like original content on Hulu that's really good.
Yeah.
I picked up on the show probably 2 or 3 months ago. It was called Reprisal. It is something like extremely, extremely bizarre, and I cannot explain it. It's something you have to go and watch because it's just like, what the hell? But it's super good. I think the male lady's here because the dog is going wild.
It sounds like your dog is going nuts. Yeah. And it's cool that they're still delivering mail, and the Lou, what's up, brother? Tiger King, man. Yeah, I've seen that. I watched a preview of the Tiger King, man. That's on Netflix. I need to go watch that.
Yeah, that's something I'm going to watch. I've seen everybody talking about it. It looks, I don't know if it's supposed to be funny or is it what it's supposed to be, but it looks like the guy's going to be hilarious. So
kind
sure
of, it's kind of I mean, it's real story. I think it's a real story about a guy that did a number of things. Plus he was raising tigers. I don't know. I still need to watch it because it sounds really, really interesting. But there's a bunch of stuff that's going on that people don't really know about. I just read something today that Amazon, if you have a Fire Stick, you have an Echo Show or anything like that, or you have a Fire TV, they're going to dedicate a channel, like you're going to dedicate a home channel to PSAs from the CDC to teach you how to keep clean and wash your hands and stuff like that. But
apparently we need it bad right now.
Apparently so, because people, I don't know. We just got back not too long ago from shopping, and I couldn't count the amount of people that were wearing masks, wearing gloves, all sorts of stuff, man. And it was kind of eerie too, because there were not a lot of people out. Illinois is under a stay-at-home mandate type of thing. It's not a lockdown, but we're advised to stay home. If we need to get out and go grocery shopping, we can. Donnie, what's up, brother? Donnie Callahan.
Hey, Donnie.
What's up, brother? Hey, Donnie. I wonder how many times he hears that in a day, or
all the time.
I bet so. Yeah. And if you're from St. Louis, you obviously know what we're talking about. But it's crazy that the amount of people that you usually see on a shopping spree or out and about shopping or anything like that versus to what we're seeing now. It's weird,
I'll be honest, like I do not shop anymore. And my girlfriend will contest to that. Like I haven't shopped for ever. I don't know what it is. It's just like maybe it's my anxiety when I walk into like Walmart, like I forget everything I'm supposed to get. So I'll grab beer and maybe like one fucking, one banana or something.
I'm know.
Like, get me out of here. So
I know.
I cannot contest to what you're saying because it's been so long and it makes me look extremely bad. But like, I have not went grocery shopping in forever, dude. So I cannot relate at all.
My whole thing before I got married was I was a speed shopper. So I would go into Walmart and I would get everything that I need in under 5 minutes. I would not go into Walmart and stay in there for an ungodly amount of time. My mom did. I didn't do that. I was like, bing, bang, boom. I just want to go. I don't want to be around people. I was already practicing social distancing before this thing came popular. So, I didn't want to be around people, and it may sound like I'm jaded or something like that, but you don't know what people have anymore, man. You really don't. And it sucks. It really does.
Well, it wasn't, to me, it was just, I just couldn't be around all the people, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just so many people, like Walmart, going there on any day after 4:00 is just, especially in the town that I live in, it's just, this Walmart is constantly busy. So I'm just like, I'd get in there with a whole list and I'd grab a case of beer, walk out with a banana, and maybe a loaf of bread for some odd reason,
Yeah.
And
Donnie says
that's super smart, man. Everybody that I talk to that does that loves it. So
yeah,
that might be
absolutely. Yeah, I mean, thank God for Amazon, because without that, they are certainly changing the game. Agent says unless he's looking for music or games, he's a speed shopper too. You kind of have to be, because I don't want to run into folks that are just there to participate and shop and stuff. I don't want to do that. I don't want to talk to anybody. Like if I see somebody that I know in the store, I'll talk for a little bit, but I don't want to hold a general conversation with somebody inside of Walmart, because everybody's trying to get past you with the carts and stuff like that. Everybody's trying to do the same thing you're doing and get their stuff and get the hell out.
Yeah. I think about this a lot, and I think about my grandpa. Like, we used to go into Sam's Club, and he would always be over in the cafeteria getting a hot dog and a drink.
Yeah.
That's me now. Like, if I got to go to the store, I'm going to go get the hot dog and the drink.
Like, look, bro, I'm
table.
I'm just gonna go chill in Subway. You go do your thing. I'll be right here.
Yeah.
You know what they need to do? They need to start putting like little mini bars inside of Walmart and stuff. They can really capitalize on that with the husbands and stuff that don't want to go out and shop with their wife or anything, because I don't know how many times I sit with my wife and I love her dearly, but I'll sit there and just piddle on my phone and she's looking for stuff. Yeah.
The most excitement I get is when I go to Aldi's and I'm able to pull out a quarter and put it in the little machine in the cart.
It's like a little pony ride at like the old pony rides at Walmart
for a little bit,
where you just
yeah, exactly.
And you're like, wee, this is great.
Absolutely.
Well, you're trying to keep yourself entertained. Plus, you're not social distancing from your wife, but if she's talking, you just kind of go, yeah,
sure,
yep,
yeah.
Sure, yeah. Oh, those people, yeah, I know they're super annoying. Yeah, totally get it. I get it. What? What?
Okay,
what?
yeah.
Oh,
no
yeah,
problem.
yeah. Oh, yeah, that bread's great. Yeah.
2 weeks later,
paper.
what
Good luck.
did I agree to? I don't remember.
Like,
what
the hell was she saying to me? Yeah.
Yeah.
But and it's stuff like this that you can see on doing that pony ride motion again from Paul.
Hey, Sweat.
Hey, Paul Sweat, my homie, my brother from another mother, man.
Check this man out on Twitter. I don't remember his app, but he speaks the truth on Twitter at all times. We love that guy.
I used to know his handle by heart. Let me go find it. Paul, because let's see. Donnie said topic. I don't know if you guys dived into, but what are you doing to be productive? That's a really, really good question, is what is everybody doing to be productive? What are you doing in your time of social distancing, of quarantining? Why to stump? If you want to follow somebody on Twitter, go follow this guy, Paul Sweat. Why to stump? He is just knocks out of the park with every tweet, man. I love it. We'll keep that up on the screen here for just a little bit. What are some of the things you guys are doing? Let us know. Are you watching TV shows? Have you taken up a new hobby? This is our hobby. Like this is us. This is what we want to do. This is our hobby. This is something that is important to us that we want to do because we want to entertain you guys. Plus, we want to entertain ourselves too.
Yeah, we love to talk. Just ramble. Obviously, that's why we're Ramblers Unleashed.
Sure. Right.
I'm trying to think of things productive. I don't know if I felt really productive since all this is happening. I've been playing the heck out of Warzone. I don't know if there's any video game guys out there, but they just released a new battle royale. Call of Duty did the Warzone, and it's absolutely addicting and annoying. So I've been playing that nonstop. It's insane.
Sure.
And then TV shows, and really, I have not felt productive since I left work Saturday because that was the last day at work. I don't know. I think over time, more things, I'm going to pick up on more things. I got a couple 20-pounders over here I might be lifting later on in the day. But probably, probably not.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like you can't go outside and do stuff, get fresh air. But honestly, if you live in the Midwest, like we live in the Midwest, he lives in Missouri, I'm in Illinois. If you live in the Midwest, you've recently seen that it's been gray and cloudy and rainy and cold, and we are at the very early stages of spring. Like, what the hell is Mother Nature doing?
Well, we just had snow over here, a little less than
I know.
Here. I think it was 2 days ago, and then it's been soaking wet out there, and it's actually pretty nice today. It would be a good day to go out and take the dog for a walk, but it's super, super muddy out there right now.
It is, yeah.
I'll try to stay away from that.
Yeah, and, I woke up and I saw snow on the ground, and I looked out the window, and I'm like, is that you, Rona? Is that you, Rona? Is that you?
Oh, no. She's just creeping at your doorsteps at all times, right?
Bro, I know. And like what we've been doing is we've been watching a lot of TV. We've been watching some TV. I've been working on trying to get this podcast going, and Agent said he's listening to music, games, doing shows, talking about games, music, and other things. Same thing he's been doing for years, and we love you too, brother. Thank you for watching, dude. He is. I'll tell you something about the Agent.
He's an agent, all right.
He was on our regular channel, Rambling About Wrestling, which we're live on right now, our old channel. I really would like to change the URL, but God bless YouTube. I don't know what the restriction is or why I can't, but we're going to see about it. But he was a fan of Rambling About Wrestling, and we've kind of moved away from that. And thank you, Agent, for staying with us and hanging out with us as long as you have. Donnie says he's working on more scripts. He is a writer for what you write movies, right? Because I think you worked on like a Superman type of movie, which was cool. You worked on that, and that was freaking awesome. I watched that on YouTube. He edits past photography products, YouTube tutorials, taking walks. He does meditation. So there's a lot of different things people can do. I've learned a new thing, Adobe, what is it? Photoshop. I've learned Adobe Illustrator. I'm starting to learn. I know Adobe Audition. That's nothing new for me, but there's new things that everybody can learn and everybody can do.
Yeah, it's definitely a good time to like really dive into yourself and find things to do
right
as yourself, because right now, currently the girlfriend works in the health field. So she's at work. So now it's just me and the dog right now. So it's kind of, our time, and there's a lot of things that you can, learn to do. YouTube
pick up a new hobby.
Definitely, yeah. YouTube can definitely get you through anything.
Well, yeah, if there's something that I don't know how to do, I YouTube it. I'm like, okay, how do I do this? And honestly, that's what's been fueling me through how to learn new things on Adobe Photoshop or I can't think of Adobe Premiere Pro. I've got that too. So if there's something that I don't know how to do, like this little GIF up here, that's spinning next to Baron's head. I made that, and I didn't know how to make a GIF at all, but yeah, that's just something that I made that I thought would be cool for the channel, and that's what I'm doing, dude. I'm just taking new things. If I've never learned how to do it, I'm gonna learn how to do it, and it could be something too that you could learn for maybe a new job. Maybe you want to change up a career. Maybe you're tired of, maybe you work at Walmart, you're tired of stocking shelves. You want to learn how to build a website. Codecademy.com. Codecademy.com. If you want to learn how to build websites, you can do that. And there's like other places that you can go to and learn stuff, man.
Yeah, definitely a good time to do so.
Yeah.
I would not be leaving your job at Walmart right now. Maybe
no,
after the pandemic, because right now is massive payday, and you guys are helping out millions upon millions of people right now. So, and we appreciate everything you guys are doing. If you
absolutely
work at Walmart, Target, any retail business, any essential job, we do appreciate it.
Yeah, and it's weird too, because I used to work. I'll be honest. I used to work loss prevention, so I used to catch people like stealing from retail stores. So I wonder if there's anybody really out there stealing. There's gotta be somebody out there that's stealing, but what can you do?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I really don't know. I think you have to go on about your day. I mean, not, obviously do what you would normally do in times.
In times like these, you just don't know what to do anymore,
Yeah.
With the coronavirus, and especially post-coronavirus. There's so many lawsuits that people are filing against each other just because they want to, or, hey, I've been wronged and I'm going to see you in court. But yeah, like Donnie said, shout out to everybody who is an essential worker in the medical field. My brother-in-law's girlfriend's mom, she does checks for, I think she prints out checks for insurance. So she is an essential worker and she has to go to work. Her husband also works at Home Depot. He's an essential worker as well. We've got friends and family who work in the medical field. We've got a friend that is a state police officer. He's essential, definitely. So everybody's essential. And shout out to all the liquor stores that are essential. I did not know that. Did you know that liquor stores are essential?
I was gonna wait till all the stuff that I see, and like I think almost everybody's still working, or what I'm saying, like they're considered essential because now, like I work in a factory right now, and now they made the case that because we make refrigeration, and they're making the case that the people need refrigeration. They might need parts or whatever, so they got to stay open. So they only brought a handful of people back to keep it going during this time. But I think almost anything could be made a case to be essential because there's a lot of stuff out there that is. I totally wouldn't realize it would be. A liquor store, to me, I don't know. I mean, sure.
Somebody's got to have beer. I mean, if one of your hobbies during this quarantine is get drunk, somebody's got to make money off of that, right? But here's a good question for you, Baron. How many people do you work with at one time? How many people are you exposed to at one time at work?
Well, I'm on the weekend shift now, so it's a much smaller group. I want to say there's maybe 11 or 12, but we're not all like bunched together or anything. I mean, we are working a safe distance.
So you have like certain stations that you all work at?
So we're plenty far away from each other, but it's once again just like the problem we're having. The jobs it's not because really the corona, it's more of obviously it is about the corona, but I mean we're just not selling the product that we need to be selling, so this is the time that we're being laid off. So it's not about even someone working 2 feet away from you. It's just we're not making stuff at all right now.
Sure.
So that's manufacturing is going to be a rough business to get back into after all this, because when the economy tanks, manufacturing tanks, or one of the two is happening. Especially with GM being out, Toyota's being out. So it's gonna be very strenuous getting back.
Well, I mean that's kind of the same way with radio too. Is that these broadcasters are trying to pay the bills to keep their stations on the air, and the advertisers are kind of wondering, where am I going to go from here? And I get it. I totally get it. It's a scary time right now. People are very unsure of what's going to happen. I know the good thing is that they're continuing to work on the stimulus checks. I know Trump announced something, and then that was shot down by the Democrats, and the Democrats announced their own check. Look, at this point, I don't care who's gonna send out money, because Americans need it. Americans need some help. Yeah.
Well, there was a bill that was passed right before 1 o'clock this morning. I mean, the two parties came to agreement. I think it was like I could be totally wrong with the number. I think it's $2 trillion stimulus package. So
that's what it started off as, though, didn't it? Didn't it start off as a $2 trillion, or was that a little less?
There was some other things involved with the package. There's a lot of stuff we're not knowing about that's going into those stimulus packages whatsoever. I think the big thing with one party, they felt like it shouldn't be the big businesses that are being bailed out at this time. It should be more of the you and I that should be getting a little bit more money, definitely. Which I totally agree with. Not to get too deep into the politics at all.
Yeah, right. But, we're by PS.
There's a lot of stuff in that bill, I imagine, that we are never going to hear about.
Yeah.
So
P.S. We're never going to go into politics because a lot of us stray on other sides of issues and things like that. So we are never. You will never come to our
unless you guys
show
got
and
a
hear about
question down in the
politics,
chat about it, and we
unless
will
there is
always
a
answer that
question in the chat. Yeah, and feel free to interact with us and talk with us on YouTube and on Facebook. We will do dual streams every time we're on the air, and we will be a little more clean and more prepped with show prep and things
I'm
like
not
that.
shaving the next time we're going live. I'm growing this out.
Right.
The next time it's going to be down.
You're just gonna look like ZZ Top.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we'll be a little more cleaned up and prepped with show prep. We're gonna talk about obviously, cool channels, cool tech news that you may be interested in, new music, and we're always up for interviews. So whatever, if it's a show that you like, if it's a podcast you like, if it's about anything really, and it's something that we think would be cool, definitely shoot us a message. We're on Gmail. We have an email called ramblersunleashed@gmail.com. You can definitely email us at the show. If there's something that you specifically want us to talk about, email us ramblersunleashed@gmail.com, and I will put that up on the screen here so that you can write it down. But we are open to anything and everything. We will talk a little bit about wrestling. We will talk a little bit about reality shows for watching a reality show. We will talk about anything that you want to talk about.
Just on top of my head, a show I want to go back and watch so bad. I'm not really bad, but I want to go back and watch one more time. I just don't know I have it in me is to watch Game of Thrones one more time.
Dude, I know.
I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can sit through season 8 one more time. You know what I'm saying?
I'll tell you something about Game of Thrones, man. I was never a huge fan of Game of Thrones. Like when I met my wife, who's now my wife, when I met her, she was super duper into Game of Thrones, and I was just like, See, there's my wife right now. She says, "Love GOT."
Love it.
Love it. Yeah.
I was in the same boat though. I'm like, I was not big into the medieval aspect. I love the fantasy,
Yeah.
So it took me quite a while to get into the show. And I think I remember watching the first season. I remember texting my grandma and said, screw this show. They just killed off Ned fucking Stark, the only important character of this show. At this point, and I just flipping out. I'm never watching it again. It was like a week.
That was sad, man.
It was, and I was not expecting this because up to this point, I didn't read the books. Now I've been diving into the books. I'm taking.
My wife read the books. My wife read the books. That's what got her into the TV show, and she had been on me about like, I think you'd really like it if you gave it a chance. I was like, I don't think that's my cup of tea.
Yeah, same thing. I was in the same boat, man. But
I really didn't think it was my cup of tea, but I really enjoyed Game of Thrones. I really did.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Fantastic.
And, all the way up till the very last season.
Yeah, and I probably shouldn't have done this, but I was watching Game of Thrones for the seasons, like the old seasons. We would find them on HBO. So I would be watching Game of Thrones, trying to get caught up, and then we would watch it on Sunday nights, the new ones. So I would be kind of diving back and forth.
No.
Yeah, I know.
No, Diz.
I know. I did a boo-boo. I did a boo-boo, but it was fine because it helped me to understand everything. If I want to watch it again, I'll understand it.
Yeah.
That's definitely the thing about me.
Definitely one of the shows I want to go back through and watch again, especially with the time off. I mean, I'm Sopranos to me is one of the greatest TV shows ever made. So, again, this will be like my 9th time watching Sopranos. So I'm thinking about, what the hell? Why not go back and watch
my wife?
Too?
Shout out to my wife. She got it for me, I think, for either Christmas or my birthday. I think it was Christmas.
The collection.
She bought me the whole series on Blu-ray. She also got me Sons of Anarchy on Blu-ray too. And I'm like, man, that was great. She can't watch it because, and I don't want to be a spoiler, but there's something that happens in either season 4 or season 5. And I know, when if it involves Opie, And I don't want to be a spoiler.
Yeah, just go.
I don't want to be a spoiler, but if you want to watch any kind of series while you're held up in your house and you haven't checked it out, Game of Thrones, a great one. Sopranos is a fantastic show. Very, very well written. James Gandolfini, may he rest in peace, was a phenomenal actor.
Yeah. Have you and your wife watched Mayans? Have you seen the Mayans?
I'm watching Mayans. She's not. I'm watching Mayans. I'm waiting for the new season to come out. Another great show.
Yeah.
That follows up with Sons of Anarchy, which Agent said was a hell of a show, and it was. Absolutely. It was such a very, very well written show when it was on TV, and it still is to this day. You know.
But it was a very underappreciated show. It was a show that did well on FX, but it never met. I think it came out the same time when Game of Thrones was out.
They had a lot of competition.
You had all these massive shows, and then Sons of Anarchy just kind of fell out of the circle of being one of the better shows, you know.
But you had your diehard fans with Sons of Anarchy, man. You really did.
Yeah,
you know?
I was definitely on that list when it was out. Sure. But at that time, there's so many good shows out. It was ridiculous.
Oh yeah, and there are still some really, really good shows out there that maybe shows. I really haven't hopped on Breaking Bad yet. I tried
you
once.
Seen it yet?
I have not watched it all the way through. I think we watched a couple of episodes of the first season, and it was just slow. You know, there's shows out there where it ramps up and it amps up. First season is just like in your face, you know, and then the second season's about the same way, and then it gets down to season 3, season 4, and it kind of just starts to kind of slow down, you know. And I like a show that is amped up. It ramps up, you know, seasons maybe 1 through 4, it amps up and it's just hardcore in your face. And, you know, things are happening. Boom, 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 boom. And I think that's why I like Sons of Anarchy so much, is because there were always new twists, new plots and things like that. Same way with Sopranos. There were always something new with the Sopranos and with Sons of Anarchy too.
Yeah. Well, and go back to the Breaking Bad point. The first couple episodes was slow, but what I've learned from watching the amount of TV shows that I've watched is when they start out really slow, you're about to get a banger. Because Breaking Bad absolutely destroyed it. I mean, like, the writing, the acting was absolutely phenomenal. I think it's considered one of the best TV shows ever made. And it is definitely.
Yeah, I mean, critics just loved the hell out of it. Another one I cannot get into is The Walking Dead. I can't get into it.
My mom swears by it. I haven't started watching it. I want to wait till it's totally done because I'm totally confused.
Is it still on the air?
It's still on the air, from what I understand. And
what season are they in?
Fear Walking Dead. So there's like 3-4 different kind of like things going on at a time. So I had no clue. So it's one of the shows I'm going to wait till it's totally over to go back and watch. I have to.
Yeah. What season are they in?
Season 45.
My God, it's like South Park.
It's like The Simpsons or South Park or something.
Yeah.
Season 781, you know.
Which is another cool thing to talk about. I don't know if you heard, but I've heard like so many different reports that The Simpsons are going to be cut off. Like they're not going to make any more new episodes. That's one of the shows that has been on the air for so
long,
damn long that they've tweeted or they teased about, you know, hey, we're going to go off the air. We're not going to go off the air. I don't know. That's the same kind of way with South Park too. I feel like how can you keep dragging out a show, you know? And I don't watch the new seasons of South Park. Like
I haven't watched South Park in a long time. I have not watched The Simpsons in a very long time.
I still watch The Simpsons. I still like The Simpsons.
They got it on Disney Plus, so
they do. I know, which really annoyed me because I was watching The Simpsons when I was at work. I was watching it on FX Now, on that streaming app. I watched it on FX Now because I had FX. I could log into FX Now with my TV provider and stuff like that, which is something that we can talk about on the show one day. How you can watch stuff for free with your TV provider. If you have Comcast, if you have AT&T TV Now or AT&T TV or Dish or DirecTV, whatever. Most of the time, hi Dougie. Hi Dougie.
Maggie, this is Maggie Moo.
My boy Mac, my boy Maxter, John Gentry. He says hi. Hi, buddy. I miss you. I'm just saying.
No. Yeah,
but
Simpsons
if you have
is another one, I'll have to go back and watch. Man, there's 30 seasons.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll ever finish it. Never mind. I'm not going to do that.
Right. Well, and I'm on season. I think I'm on season 3 of The Simpsons right now. But if I want to go back and watch something, I'll go back and watch it. Miss your face, Maxter. Miss your face, bro. But this is something that we're gonna do, and we're just gonna talk about stuff. I know that I'm a huge tech guy. Like, I like technology, and we'll talk about stuff that's coming out that's new that you guys can check out. So. Agent says he doesn't watch South Park in about 5 years. Also, The Simpsons he's in and out of. And I kind of get that, when The Simpsons did that thing with Family Guy, like they had the dual show or whatever, like Peter Griffin was on Simpsons and The Simpsons were on Family Guy. That's where I'm like, okay, they're working together, which is cool. They stopped taking little stabs at each other other than being, comedic. But
yeah, I've fallen out of a lot of those cartoon comedy shows. There's a lot of them out there. Like, everybody tells me to watch Rick and Morty. I haven't watched that yet at all.
I haven't watched that. I can't. I don't know. I just haven't seen that. But John brings up a pretty good point. If you want to know the future, you should definitely keep watching The Simpsons.
This is true. And maybe that's why they're not going to continue the show anymore. Maybe the future is done. This is it, folks.
Maybe. Like, this is it, folks. It's over. It's over and done. How many things have they predicted so far? Well, they predicted President Trump. I know that. They predicted Fox being bought by Disney. I know that one. What else have they predicted, man? They predicted so much.
I think
9/11, yeah, they predicted that. It's creepy.
I think they predicted the corona in some way.
Have they?
I don't think it was a corona, but I remember there was an episode a long time ago about an outbreak that was happening. So it wasn't really corona, I guess. Yeah.
It's creepy how many things that they've predicted, It really is.
Yeah, it is. Pretty cool.
But it is kind of cool, I mean, I don't know. It's creepy as hell. It's creepy. It's like, but also, we started the show rambling about wrestling, and we were strictly just a wrestling podcast. We talked about reviews and stuff like that. We'll still talk about that. I'm not too big into WWE right now. I know AEW has a really, really, really good product, and it has piqued my interest just a little bit, but WWE, I just can't get into it, man.
It's a rough time right now for wrestling. And
it is.
I of course, I still watch it. I try to keep up with everything. I'll miss a SmackDown or Raw here and there, but it's just a tough time in wrestling. I think, if we were ever to do any kind of talk about it, it would be like the big events, like WrestleMania or SummerSlam or, some that piques Dizzy's interest whenever he gets it for wrestling again. And it's just a very small subject to talk about. We really want to reach out and talk to everyone and all kinds of topics. So wrestling is just one thing. Maybe down the road we'll do some kind of review of a big show or something.
It's never out of it's never out of reach. It's never out of sight is what I should say. Another thing is, we can talk about the old times too. Dark Side of the Ring. I don't know if you've been watching that on Vice. but that is super cool. And it talks about, they did a show on the Montreal Screwjob. They talked recently, season 2, they debuted with Chris Benoit. The first episode they started off with was about Macho Man and Miss Elizabeth, which I thought was very, very well put together. I was a huge fan of Macho Man back in the day. I was a huge fan of Miss Elizabeth. I thought she was obviously gorgeous, but the Mega Powers, we talked about that all on Rambling About Wrestling with the Mega Powers. And then, it also dives into wrestlers maybe I hadn't heard about. I had not heard about Gorgeous Gino. Never heard. I mean, I've heard of Bruiser Brody, but I never really understood his story. There's another one that I'm going to watch about Fabulous Moolah. That's the end of season 1, and then season 2 brings in Chris Benoit, and that is actually a 2-parter.
Yeah, and I find it very hard to watch. I'm not.
It is. It's very, very, very hard to watch.
Thing, at least everything else I enjoy, but the Chris Benoit kind of just.
Yeah. Chris Benoit is one of those things where you had to have watched him. You had to grow up with him, because I grew up with him, right? I grew up with him when he was in WCW. So he was in the Four Horsemen in WCW, and then he left World Championship Wrestling, went to WWF, and became the Wolverine, the Rabid Wolverine. And you really had to follow his story of how he came up. He started in Japan, and I think a lot of indie wrestlers start off in Japan, or they start off in another small promotion, maybe Ohio Valley, and other things like that. But to get to WWE, you have to start small, right?
Yeah. And I followed him pretty much his entire career. I've been I've been a wrestling fan, watching it since early 90s,
Sure, me
too. As I possibly could. It's just I don't like when people glorify someone that has just, what I'm saying, like, and they glorify him massively in the show, and they also make some bad outlooks towards him. But when they're glorifying someone that has just killed his wife and his kid, it's hard for me to really and himself. Yes, it's just hard for me to get behind.
You mentioned the name Chris Benoit and try to get anybody's thoughts around it, and it's just it's very topsy-turvy. People have different feelings, people have different reactions and things like that. The agent said he was still one of the best technical wrestlers in the world, next to Dean Malenko. Absolutely. You watched a guy perform in the ring, and you could see that he cared, even if you didn't watch the show, like the Dark Side of the Ring episode about Chris Benoit, you could see that he cared. Every time he stepped into the ring, he gave a crap about what he did.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the cool thing. And that's stuff that we'll touch on Ramblers Unleashed too. But this is a show for you. This is a show for the audience, for you to interact with us and talk with us, and let us know what you're up to. And if we talk about a certain show on Netflix, like, oh man, I've watched that show before. I want to interact. I want to get interactive. So follow us on all of the social medias. We're on Twitter at Ramblers Pod. Facebook is Ramblers Unleashed, and then our YouTube channel will still be on the Rambling About Wrestling YouTube channel for just a short time, until maybe we can hopefully figure out change the stupid URL. And,
I'm not sure how that works. I think
God bless YouTube, man.
I remember the last time I had a problem and I just forgot about it and just went and created a new account. That's probably what's going to have to happen.
Right. Yeah. I mean, we may have to, but for now, we'll just keep operating on this YouTube channel, and we'll be there. We'll be up soon with a debut of Ramblers Unleashed. See, I'd still want to say Rambling About Wrestling, but it's not.
Rambling About Wrestling.
Exactly, yeah, because it's not. We're not talking about strictly wrestling anymore.
Yeah.
You know, and it's gonna be new, it's gonna be fun, it's gonna be different, and we hope you guys join in and stick around for the ride because it's gonna be cool. You know, and we are always looking for suggestions. So please hit us up on that email that is on the bottom of the screen, ramblersunleashed@gmail.com. There you go. There you go. Oh, you touched it. You got a little excited with it.
Right now I'm on my phone, so I'm totally lost.
Yeah, right.
I'm looking at my phone, then my computer screen because I don't have a camera for my computer right now.
Right.
And I'm just like, wait, where in the hell am I at right now?
Max Mages will join us too. He'll be on the show with us as well. So I'm sure he'll have plenty of insight and plenty of insults to.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of Nickelback talk.
Oh yes, I'm sure there's gonna be plenty of Nickelback talk.
And the time or two he put on a 5-star match at the Rexplex. You know, one of those stories gonna come out.
The Rexplex. Oh, you know, and Max is a good guy to know and to talk to because he's been in the wrestling business too, so he can dive even further
he's got a lot of insight about a lot of stuff,
professional wrestling and stuff like that. Other topics he might be slow, but we'll get him there.
All topics.
Agent said, "Oh, I'm going to stick around for this. I've been waiting for you guys to return. We appreciate you, Agent. Thank you so much, brother." All righty. Well, I think that's going to wrap things up for us. And this was just a quick little show, basically a test for how we were going to dual stream on Facebook and on YouTube. And I think it came out with a bang.
I like StreamYard. It looks good.
Yeah. Shout out to StreamYard, man. They have a really, really cool product here. Really, really cool product. You know, you can interact with people. You can watch a chat alongside. I like StreamYard, man. So shout out to the guys who created StreamYard, and hopefully they watch this and they say, hey, shout out to Ramblers Unleashed. That would be cool if they shouted this out, you know. But yeah, it's an ongoing thing. We're still building. We're still gonna try to do a show soon. So stick around, keep listening for our Facebook page. Again, Ramblers Unleashed on Facebook. The Twitter is Ramblers Pod or the Ramblers Pod.
The Ramblers Pod, yeah.
Yeah, the Ramblers Pod. You can follow Baron on social media too.
Baron Van Dam.
There you go on Twitter.
I don't remember.
Yeah. Yeah. On Twitter. I'll be taking over the Ramblers Unleashed Twitter feed, so I'll be on that. But you can also follow us on Facebook, subscribe to our channel for now, and once we get a new channel, we'll pass that information along to you as well. So all righty, well, I think that's going to wrap things up for us this time around. Again, we'll let you know when we do an actual show. This is like a pre-show type of thing.
A little test run, see what's going on. Test run,
make sure everything works proper. So definitely. All righty, Baron.
I salute you.
I salute you too, sir. And we salute everybody
we'll have to figure out a day. You know, we might do a certain day every week, or you know what?
Definitely.
We're not working right now. We might do one every single day. Who knows? You know?
Who knows? we might just go every day. Thank you for everybody that hopped on and watched us. We appreciate you all. And please, during this time, be safe. Wash your hands. Wash your damn hands.
Wash your damn hands.
20 seconds, man. Wash your hands. And I know that's a thing too. My wife's been watching TikTok videos like all day long, so she'll watch TikTok. I know, so she'll watch TikTok and
there's some good videos.
There's some funny videos. Yeah, there was before we get off, there was one video she just showed me. I think it was on TikTok. It was two guys and a kid, and they were dancing, and you could hear the music was like patched in, so nobody else could hear it. But then they all just started blurting out whatever the song was, and a lady had like a cup of like a drink in her hand, and she just flung it everywhere. So, yeah.
Nice.
Nice. All righty, guys. Well, that's going to wrap it up for us. We're going to end right here, and keep on the lookout on our Facebook page and on our Twitter. I will we'll post updates on when we're going to go live. So
Ramble on.
ramble on, folks. Take care. Bye-bye.